Hey guys, it's Red here, and today I want to read you a short digest in my opinion on certain questions which were raised on the Wargaming stream with the YouTubers and developers. This stream was held in Russian and included top developers such as Anton Pankov, Slava Makarov and Daniil Parashin, also known as Murazor. The stream consisted mostly of developers answering questions of the YouTubers, who were also sometimes reading questions on their viewers live as well. In total, there were several topics covered in over the 2-hour discussion, and I want to read you the key points of it, so let's begin. Developers said that there was an idea to mark estimated location of artillery on the minimap after they shoot. Large caliber, super loud shot, you know. But this will only lead to artillery hunting artillery half the battle. That's not what SPG is supposed to do, of course, and this idea wasn't approved. The kind of stun you saw in the sandbox may not be final. There are a lot of things that can be tuned there according to the feedback of users and our statistics. It's not that we introduce it in some form and you'll have to suffer for 2 years from it. It's all adjustable and quickly if needed. Now, super important note, listen everyone. With the introduction of tier 9 and 10 light tanks, if you have tier 8 light tank, it will be moved to tier 9 with all the crew and equipment. You will get tier 8 tank for free. All experience that you earned on tier 8 tank will stay on tier 8. For example, if you have now 100,000 experience on MX 1390, then you will get tier 9 MX 1390, but with 0 experience. 100,000 experience will go to new tier 8 Batchat 12T, or what will there be. The only exception is Chinese line, where WZ132 won't be shifted to tier 9, so you can save experience for tier 9 there. You won't get tier 9 for free, you won't be able to get tier 10 immediately anywhere. It was made, as they say, because there are some links from tier 8 LTs into other lines, like from current 1390 to MX30. Personally, I find this decision ridiculous, especially because not that many lines have links to other lines at the moment. And right now, the reason why people save experience on tier 8 light tanks is not because they want to go to the other lines. We all know that in the last pair of years, Wargaming was mostly after the coin more than after the quality of the game, and even though they do nice jobs sometimes, something tells me it's a wish for coin here. The psychology of the light tank will be changed. Now it won't be kinda useless tank which dies in the first minute. The LTs will not be just little tanks which can't do anything that you need to suffer through to get some normal tank, but they will become a good firepower as well. My own opinion is that tier 8 light tanks have greater firepower, tier 10 light tanks have greater firepower than tier 9 medium tanks, and armor has never been important for a medium tank. But light tanks have better mobility, better camo, better view range. Personally, I see threat in the new light tanks, which will be the following. Light tanks can replace medium tanks pretty well, although playing well will still require skill, of course. Secondly, tier 10 light tanks look so attractive that we will have battles with 5 or maybe even 6 light tanks per team, which looks total collapse for me. If I worked at Wargaming, I would make a soft limit of 2 light tanks per team and a hard limit of 3 light tanks per team when there are too many of them in the queue. There mustn't be more than 3 LTs per team under any circumstances, that's my opinion. Because light tank should still be scout, it will be a complete mess otherwise. Remember any battle where you saw 5 light tanks per team? It's total chaos in the beginning of the battle. I know that most popular World of Tanks YouTubers don't care about light tanks, they all play E100, Batchat, T110, E5, TVP and T62A, and some other medium and heavy super tanks. Those are great, I play those tanks as well, but nobody cares about light tanks, so there is only me who can say that more than 3 light tanks per team is totally useless. Let's move on. Personal missions for the light tanks won't be changed. Wargaming realized that it will make LT missions simpler, but they decided not to change them. Premium light tanks will not be changed after rebalancing at all. They will stay on their tiers with tiers of battles cut. The last thing we want to do is to nerf the premium vehicles. If premiums will show themselves as totally overpowered vehicles, then we will change them, but for now they will be unchanged. There are some ideas about new premium light tanks, but only after global LT rebalance. It's tier 8, there are 2 good options for Americans. Germans have problems, can't find any more light tanks. Not so easy with the Soviets, even harder with the Chinese. We'll be searching through the archives. Tier 9 premiums, no. T-52 as a premium light tank, also no. We're thinking about buffing Soviets for quite some time. With the Germans, we simply had many of those changes ready, so we introduced them all together. We want to run our vehicles which are falling behind, like IS-7 or T-44 or some others, but not in 918. Now about ST1. We want to introduce special mechanics for ST1. It may be not what everyone thinks about and not what everyone discusses. It's really cool and interesting. 2 guns, no comments. Buff of premium tanks is not finished yet. We have still some tanks in the list. We fixed those which were easy to fix. Some vehicles need global changes like KV-5, which is a monster against tier 7 and 6, but totally useless against tier 9 tanks. Such vehicles are also T-54 first prototype and IS-6. Crews will be lost to change. We realize that perk system is rather dull and some perks aren't popular and aren't needed. We have ideas about some special national perks or perks for some tanks. It takes a lot of resources. Experience for bouncing off shells is a place for exploits. You can just shoot each other for 10 minutes and make experience and credits for that. Won't work. After the introduction of the EU balancer, we'll move to lower tiers, where all tanks are split in 2 global categories, overpowered and shit. And if you play on tier 4, you see 4 B2s and 3 Matilda 4 on each team and 4 other premiums. So we're gonna try to fix that. Hiding your stats, not soon, but could happen in the future. Skilled and famous players get too much focus. They shouldn't be. After new graphics release, with the same FPS you'll have much better graphics. Don't worry if you play on calculator. As one of the YouTubers said after seeing new HD Prokhorovka and Murovanka, he had graphical orgasm from seeing grass wave from the shockwave under the tank after it shoots, and tanks making waves in the water, getting wet and then drying up. So here is a short fragment from one of these YouTubers. I will leave a link to the full video in the description. You can see all the graphical stuff in there. So enjoy it and thank you for watching. If this video was interesting, helpful, please give it a like. I will be so happy about it. So happy that I will be dancing around. Ah, come on. See you in the next videos and on my streams, and goodbye.